INFJs have a quiet power that draws people in. They don't need to be loud or flashy to make an impact. Something about their energy, their presence, and their way of seeing others makes people feel a deep connection. It's not always easy to explain, but it's real, and it's strong. INFJ stands for introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. It's one of the rarest personality types in the world. INFJs are often thoughtful, calm, and private. But when you get close to one, you find a person with a deep heart and a sharp mind. This personality type is deeply emotional, but also very logical. That mix helps them understand people in a way most can't. And this is where the attraction starts. People feel seen, heard, and valued when they're with an INFJ. That emotional safety is rare, and it's one of the reasons people keep coming back to them. But there's more to it. INFJs don't just attract others through kindness. They attract by being real, by holding strong values, and by connecting on levels that go beyond the surface. They bring meaning into every interaction, and that leaves an impression. In this video, we'll explore 6 strong psychological reasons INFJs attract people so easily without even trying. These aren't tricks or fake behaviors. They're real parts of the INFJ personality that naturally pull others in. Whether you're an INFJ or someone close to one, understanding these traits will help you see why these people are so unforgettable and why their presence always seems to matter more than words can explain. Reason 1. Deep empathy and understanding. The first reason people are drawn to INFJs is their deep empathy. INFJs don't just listen, they feel what others feel. It's not just sympathy. It's true emotional connection. When someone's hurting, an INFJ feels it like it's their own pain. And when someone is happy, they share in that joy without needing anything in return. Most people go through life feeling misunderstood. They talk, but they don't feel heard. INFJs change that. They notice the small things: tone, body language, what's not being said. They're always paying attention, even when it seems like they're quiet. That attention makes others feel seen in a way that's rare. This creates an instant sense of comfort. People feel like they don't have to explain themselves fully because the INFJ already understands. That's a powerful connection. It feels safe. And when people feel safe, they open up. They become more honest, more real. That level of trust creates attraction, especially in a world full of shallow connections. It's not something INFJs force. It just happens. They're wired to care. When someone shares their struggles, the INFJ doesn't judge. They listen. They ask the right questions. And they sit in the silence if that's what the other person needs. That kind of support stays with people. But it goes even deeper. INFJs often remember details others forget. They bring up things from past conversations that show they've been listening the whole time. That attention makes people feel special, like they matter. This kind of connection leads to emotional closeness fast. In friendships, people feel loyal to INFJs. In romance, they feel bonded. It's not about charm or look. It's about being understood. And for most people, that's everything. INFJs don't just hear people, they get people. And that's why their presence is hard to forget. Reason 2. Authenticity and sincerity. One big reason people are drawn to INFJs is their authenticity. INFJs are real. They don't pretend to be someone they're not. They don't follow trends just to fit in. What you see is what you get, and in today's world, that's rare. INFJs speak from the heart. They're honest but not rude. They will tell you the truth, even if it's uncomfortable, but they'll say it gently. They don't sugarcoat, but they don't try to hurt either. That balance makes people trust them. It shows they care enough to be honest and kind at the same time. This kind of sincerity builds strong bonds. People feel like they don't have to put on a mask around an INFJ. They can be real too, and once two people are being real with each other, that's when a deep connection can form. INFJs also act with intention. They don't say things they don't mean. If they compliment you, they mean it. If they say they care, they truly do. People can sense this, even if they can't explain it. It makes them feel safe and respected. In a world full of fake smiles, fake kindness, and fake relationships, INFJs are a breath of fresh air. Their energy is steady, calm, and genuine. They don't chase attention, but they still get noticed, because people are naturally drawn to that kind of realness. This is especially powerful in romantic relationships. While others might try to impress with looks or charm, INFJs impress by being true. They don't try to win someone over. They simply show up as themselves. And for many people, that honesty is the most attractive thing of all. INFJs don't fake their personality to gain approval, and that quiet confidence pulls others in. Reason 3. Strong moral compass. INFJs have a strong sense of right and wrong. They don't just go along with what everyone else is doing. They think deeply about their values, and they live by them, even when it's hard. That makes them stand out. People are attracted to someone who has principles. It shows strength. It shows courage. INFJs aren't perfect, but they try to do the right thing even when no one is watching. And when someone stands for something, others take notice. This moral compass is part of what makes people trust INFJs. You know where they stand. You don't have to guess. They won't say one thing and do another. They don't play games or twist the truth. That kind of honesty builds respect, and respect often leads to emotional attraction. This also makes INFJs dependable. If they care about you, they won't turn on you just because things get hard. If they make a promise, they'll keep it. If they say they support you, they mean it. Their values show up in their actions, and that consistency builds a solid foundation for any relationship. People often say INFJs have an old soul. That's because they think about what matters. They believe in loyalty, fairness, kindness, and honesty. Those beliefs shape how they treat people, and that treatment makes others feel valued in a deep way. Even in group settings, INFJs will quietly stand up for what's right. They won't shout, but they won't stay silent if something feels wrong. That kind of quiet strength is powerful, and people are drawn to it. INFJs don't try to be perfect, but they do try to live with purpose. That purpose is clear to the people around them, and that clarity makes them attractive, not just emotionally, but spiritually too. Reason 4. Creativity and imagination. INFJs live in a world full of ideas, images, and possibilities. Even when they're quiet on the outside, their mind is alive. This creativity shows up in the way they speak, the way they write, the way they solve problems, and even how they see other people. It's not forced, it's natural, and it's part of what makes them so magnetic. When people are around INFJs, they often feel like they've entered a different space. Conversations go deeper. Topics shift from everyday stuff to dreams, fears, goals, and the meaning of things. INFJs often ask thoughtful questions that make others stop and reflect. That kind of mental spark is rare, and people notice it. This creative energy doesn't have to be artistic, but it often is. Many INFJs enjoy writing, drawing, music, or design. But even if they don't take part in the arts, their ideas still have a unique style. They think in patterns, metaphors, and big pictures. And that way of thinking makes people curious. It feels fresh and it feels personal. INFJs often express their creativity in how they interact with others. They may write long, thoughtful messages. They may give unique, meaningful gifts. They may create an experience in conversation that feels different than anything else. It's never random. It's always felt and intentional. This imaginative approach makes people feel special. They realize the INFJ isn't copying others or trying to impress. They're simply sharing their inner world, and that world feels deep, colorful, and full of life. People are drawn to that, especially in a society that often values surface-level thinking. Another reason this creativity is attractive is because it makes people feel inspired. Being around someone who sees life differently opens up new ways of thinking. It makes others dream more, feel more, and look at things with fresh eyes. INFJs also use their imagination to connect with emotions. They don't just listen, they imagine what it's like to be you. That kind of emotional creativity helps them support others in ways that feel personal and real. It's not generic kindness, it's tailored to the person they're with. Romantically, this shows up in deep conversations, meaningful dates, and heartfelt gestures. It's not about spending money or showing off. It's about connection. And when someone brings imagination into connection, it makes the whole experience feel rich and unforgettable. INFJs don't use their creativity to stand out. They use it to understand, to connect, and to express love in quiet, thoughtful ways. That's what makes their presence so emotionally attractive. Reason 5. Loyalty and commitment. When an INFJ decides to care about someone, they go all in. They're not halfway friends. They're not casual partners. If they've chosen you, it means they see something in you, and they're willing to stand by you. That kind of loyalty is rare, and people feel it. This loyalty isn't loud. INFJs don't shout it or show it off, but it shows up when things get tough. If you're going through a hard time, they won't disappear. If you make a mistake, they'll try to understand. If you need support, they'll be there, even if it costs them something. People are drawn to that kind of steady presence. It builds trust. It makes others feel secure. In a world where so many people come and go, having someone who stays means everything. INFJs don't give loyalty to just anyone. They take time to observe, to feel out someone's energy, and to see if the connection is real. But once they decide someone is worth it, they won't give up easily. They'll stick through the awkward moments, the arguments, and even the long silences. They believe in people, and that belief makes others want to be better. This commitment also shows in small things. INFJs remember birthdays, follow up on things you said weeks ago, and check in when others forget. They stay present, even when life gets busy. That reliability is something people crave, and INFJs give it freely. Romantically, this creates a strong bond. Their love is slow and steady, not wild or unpredictable, but it's deep. And for people who are tired of games, that kind of stable love is exactly what they've been searching for. INFJs are loyal by nature, and that loyalty makes people feel loved in a way that's hard to find anywhere else. Reason 6. Insightfulness and intuition. One of the most powerful traits INFJs have is their intuition. It's not magic. It's not guessing. It's a deep ability to understand people and situations without needing everything explained. INFJs just get it, and that insight pulls people in fast. This kind of intuition shows up early in conversations. An INFJ might sense when something's wrong, even if no one says a word. They might notice someone's discomfort in a room, or ask a question that goes straight to the heart of what someone's dealing with. It's not about digging, it's about reading energy, emotion, and patterns. People feel exposed, but in a good way. It's rare to meet someone who sees through the surface, and even rarer to meet someone who sees what's really going on and still accepts you. That's the INFJ gift. They don't use their insight to judge. They use it to connect. This level of understanding builds a strong emotional bond. When someone feels deeply seen and still safe, that's a powerful form of attraction. It creates trust, comfort, and sometimes even a feeling of being understood for the first time. INFJs don't have to talk a lot to make an impact. Sometimes, just a look, a short sentence, or a thoughtful pause is enough to show that they're tuned in. This quiet perception creates an almost unspoken connection with others, like a secret language of emotion. They also use this insight to support people. They give advice that fits the situation perfectly. They know when to speak and when to stay quiet. They sense when someone needs space and when someone needs love. That emotional timing is part of what makes them so rare and so hard to forget. INFJs don't need to know your full story to understand you. And that's why so many people are drawn to them, even after just one conversation. INFJs don't try to attract people, they just do. Their empathy, honesty, deep values, creativity, loyalty, and sharp intuition form a quiet but powerful energy. It makes people feel seen, safe, and deeply understood. These traits work together like a magnet, not in loud or flashy ways, but in ways that last. People don't forget the way an INFJ made them feel. If you're an INFJ, never doubt your impact. And if you know one, consider yourself lucky. That connection is something real, and real is rare.